And now from the gun. Kelce. Just 6 days after a 4-touchdown game of his own.
See Hardman in motion here, Jim. Last week he really got back into the offense, running from that number 3 position, going downfield.
2nd and 10, and he's got Hardman shoved out of bounds by Taron Johnson after a big gain. Coming back to Hardman. Got around Milano and picks up the first down on a gain of 12.
End of the year, and to disrupt the timing of quarterbacks at the level of Patrick Mahomes, because they know they're going to have to go through him at some point.
There's another completion. Mahomes in a jam, takes off, slides for the first down at the 8. Edwards-Helaire, though, will be the back to start out this series from the 21. Over to Juju. He's got 10. Saw each team turn it over on its opening possession in the red zone. There's Mahomes, reaching up for it. Flag is down in the secondary. It is Kelce, out of bounds near the 43.
They're 52% on 3rd and long, which is like unheard of.
Kelce's not in for this play. Mahomes is dancing around. Now finds an open man. It's Smith-Schuster bouncing off the hit, and here he goes to the end zone for the touchdown.
Smith-Schuster getting a little yoga session, blue guy in, but that was incredible. Mahomes does most of the heavy lifting.
3rd and 10. Mahomes standing in the end zone. Now they come after him. Pass caught. McKinnon makes the cut, reaches out, lost the football. That's Hamlin with the recovery. Was he down first?
But that's the matchup within the matchup, right? That's the little chess game. Who are you going to put on Kelce? Because Milano got beat last year a lot.
Juju able to turn around and make the grab in front of Elam for another first down. They run a play before the 2-minute warning. Clock was running.
That's a good play call.
Pacheco, look at him run over Hamlin. This is what Mahomes was telling us a couple weeks ago. He runs with such force, it looks like he's hurting the ground.
These are the two teams where I'm always like, 12 seconds, plenty of time. Yeah. No other team do you think there's plenty of time. It's just incredible what these guys can do.
McKinnon able to step out at the 48. Got 5 seconds to go.
This is a quick throw right away, so now they're playing correctly. Now down and timeout.
Kelce dives down at the 44.
Got the number 1 offense over here on the right against the number 1 defense at 3rd, because that's the adjustments that both of these teams make.
3rd and 9 pass. What a pass it is. Sky Moore has it. The rookie able to make the catch. Miller coming after him. They got it away in time to Kelce to keep the possession going. That's 2 big 3rd down, 3rd and long conversions.
There's Edmonds, Milano right next to him.
First down pass play, well protected. That means Kelce is open. And Edmonds, one of those who brings him down out at the 40-yard line. Fake to Edwards-Helaire. In stride, it's Smith-Schuster. Breaking tackles again. All the way to the 17-yard line. He broke away from DeMar Hamlin.
Be able to run after the catch because he moves people and he throws it at the right time.
Here he is on 2nd and 10. Those eyes going to work. He looks behind and sees Oliver coming after him, and he runs it. A scramble for another first down. Picked up about 12 or 13.
Run motion a ton, create issues, and at the end of it, they do it again, and then they go right in the middle or to the sideline.
Here he's looking down the middle, looking for other options. Oliver comes in on him, he gets it away for the touchdown. Got it away, had enough time to find Hardman for the Kansas City score.
Outstanding job by Hardman to continue to find a soft spot on 4th and 3, and they didn't get it.
That was a Sunday night game. I did a few of the other ones, though. Here is Mahomes' pass, and that's Kelce with the first down catch. This felt like I was there. And Mahomes has the time he needs, and he finds Kelce. He was right there with Cam Lewis on the coverage who had just been inserted into the game, and it's a pickup of 20.